and welcome to the Bring Your Own Kool-Aid podcast. This is a place for serious professionals to be seriously unprofessional. So come on in. The Kool-Aid is fine.
Recording in progress.
Recording in progress, and I'm not gonna do any of that fancy intro stuff.
No, you could do that after and then just launch into bollocks that we talk and
Because I'll sing. I'll just sing.
just sing. What are you going to sing?
No, not really. I'll just sing a jingle. It's Fiona. Yeah.
Professional witch. I could play the guitar, but I haven't tuned it, so I'd have to do a few minutes of it's going to be edited anyway, isn't it? So, no, nobody needs that.
It would be good.
It's very healing though, playing the guitar. It's one of my creative outlets when I'm off is like acoustic rah, not like it's not electric or anything, but yeah, do you remember, you might be too young for this, but Alicia's Attic?
It springs a bit.
There's a song called I Am, I Feel. I'm not going to sing because you might put it in the podcast, so fuck it. But there's a song called I Am, I Feel, and if people of a certain age will remember, and it's the kind of song that you sing when you've broken up with a narcissist. And when you're feeling really angry with men and you play the guitar, I went on Ultimate Guitar Tabs website, found the guitar tabs, and fucking hell, I sang that for like a week. Just
what do I sing when I'm pissed off with men?
What's my daily song?
I think it's Skunk Anansie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Because Skin hits like proper high notes and you can screech.
I mean, the thing is, you're singing for you, not for anybody else, right? So,
my neighbours through the wall. Yeah. Do you ever do that though? Do you
ever sing? Really got neighbours here. I mean, there are other houses around, but there's no like wall-to-wall neighbours. And I live in a street, so there are like houses. It's just a bit of a shit part of town, really. And with France, it's like I'm on the side of town. It's the old town where a lot of the houses are quite derelict. The house I can see opposite me is actually derelict, but it looks so cute. I don't care. So the other side, there's like a little passageway of, I don't know, you couldn't hold your arms out and touch each wall, so it's quite wide. There's a neighbour there. That side of me, there's a garage, so there's nobody there. There's a little garden out the back, and then the front. So really, no one can really hear me when I screech at the top of my voice and sing.
So if you were murdered,
well, I've got 2 dogs, so
there you go.
Them kicking off.
See, do you know what I do? Because I'm a Wally. I sing, and in my head I'm like, and Jersey's like the smallest place ever, so the likelihood of this ever happening is so small. But I'm like, somebody could walk past right now as I'm singing and be like, fucking hell, this girl's got a voice, and they could knock on the door and be like, we need you to come on like Taylor Swift's next tour if she ever stops touring, and actually show her how it's done. Be like, Taylor, have you heard Kellie sing? And I'd be like, well, it doesn't, it's the acoustics of the kitchen, I think, that does it.
The
bathroom.
So are you actually a good singer then?
Apparently.
Yeah, no, apparently I am too, but I don't. Do you know what I mean?
Don't do it in front of people, do you? It's weird.
I did. I did an open mic night. When was this? Maybe 6 months ago. That was actually a little bit terrifying, but also amazing. And I'd only picked up. So my guitar history is I started playing it like 20 years ago. Had lessons for 6 months. One thing and another, put it down. The guy, my ex, hesitate to use certain words because he may listen to this. There's a slim and this divorce hasn't gone through yet, so
Oh.
be a little bit just careful about what I label him. But we all know, you
We
know,
know.
we know.
We know.
Um, but yeah, so he would say things like, ugh, ugh, you're making that noise again, like when I was practicing my guitar. So you just slowly stop doing it, don't you?
Oh.
Yeah. Um, but I kept hold of the guitar
Mm.
20 years, moving it from place to place to place to place to place to place. At one point, the ex who would make the noises was like, why don't you sell it? Why didn't you sell it when I was about to move to France? And I'm so glad I didn't. And I don't know why I couldn't bring myself to sell it, but I didn't sell it. But so I've got this guitar and I love playing it, and people enjoy hearing me sing. So I've sent little like fuzzy recordings through WhatsApp to certain friends who enjoy listening.
Mm.
And I can't listen to them. I think, oh my God, that's awful. And they go, so nice and soothing. Yeah, I listened to that and I fell asleep. It was so soothing. I'm like, okay, if you enjoy it, good. Then
That's nice though. I do send voice notes of me singing, but they're not soothing ones. Like I purposely send
deliberately.
them, and I send them to people that I know will irritate them because I'm quite like that. I send voice notes to people of me singing. I can't help it on a voice note. You've got to sing a little bit at the end.
Sometimes I just do it as part of the message, you know. Sometimes it's appropriate to sing a song. And so there it is.
Tell me when it's not appropriate to sing a song. It's more appropriate
always.
to
Should we sing a song now? No.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Kellie and Fiona singing.
No, nobody wants to hear me sing. Well, this is the thing. Apparently,
well, the thing is, apparently, Kellie, everybody wants to hear you sing.
Well, apparently, but yeah, I don't know why. I'm brave with a lot of things, and I even went to drama school, well, university.
Mm-hmm.
But still singing. I don't know why. I could stand up because I play violin and I played it since I was like 5. I could stand up on stage, play violin. I can act. I can recite a poem, speech, whatever. Doesn't bother me. But singing, just I've done it once in public.
Strange, isn't it? Yeah.
It is.
And I used to do it a lot when I was younger. I was in pantomimes. I was Cinderella when I was 17. Oh, don't you know? Yeah. And like one of my biggest regrets in life was not pursuing the performance side of things. But I grew up in the kind of house where you had to get a proper job. Otherwise, because I just the advice that rings through my ears from my childhood is like, too competitive, you'll never make it. Like, oh yeah, and like people do make it though, even though it's really competitive. People do.
Someone's got to make it.
Of it. And yeah, so there are people who are good at it, and there are people who are not so good at it. And it's not even down to who's good and who isn't as to who makes it. Let's be honest. Let's look at some of the people.
Some of them are shit.
It. Some of the people doing it have not got the talent.
No.
But, yeah. There they are. And there are some amazing people that you see on a little stage in a little pub going, why the fuck are they not in the public eye? And they're amazing. And
right.
So talent is actually nothing to do with whether you're going to make it or not.
No, it's all luck, I suppose. So tell me then, right? If you grew up in a house where it was like, you got to get a proper job and you got to do this and you got to do that, how did you become like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's not a proper job. I'm just saying I can hear people going, a what?
Right, so why are you not working in a factory then, Fiona?
Yeah, Fiona.
Yeah. Because I decided that fuck them all. No. Long story short. No, so I went from being offered a summer school place at Shakespeare School with the Royal Shakespeare thingy. What are they called? You probably know. Royal Shakespeare Company, RSC. Yeah. So there was like my drama school teacher saying, you should go and do this. And I was saying, there's no way on fucking God's green earth my parents are going to shell out the money for that. So, okay, bye-bye dream. Thought, oh, okay, let's be a nurse then. So I did nurse training. That was fun.
Was it?
Shift work. No, I was being ironic. Shift work and night shifts. No. Getting up at 5 a.m. to go and sit on a wall.
My mum was a nurse. Well, she was a nurse. And the stories that she has, Jesus Christ.
I've got stories, but they're now 20 plus years old. So worked through it all. I've worked through it all. It's okay. It's just, what I will say is I do not find anuses at all sexy. And that's I'm going to leave that one.
There's the first soundbite.
Where people have tried, people have failed. That's where that one's going to stay.
I mean, okay. Does anyone? I suppose.
Yes, they do.
Well, do you know what?
Men usually.
I don't find anuses sexy.
I don't.
Even
this
the
figure
word
has been in too many old people's asses on a professional basis for me to find it sexy. So no. My phone is validating my opinion. I'm going to put this on. Do not disturb. Do not disturb me. I am having a serious conversation.
Very serious. Oh, that's hilarious.
So where did I go after that? Because obviously I didn't qualify as a nurse, obviously. There's a very tragic story behind what I dropped out. I thought it'd be great fun. I'll put this one in. You can cut it out if it's too morbid. It's very morbid. I went to do when I was a student nurse, an afternoon even, it wasn't even a full day. I thought I'd go, it'd be fun to go and watch a post-mortem at the mortuary. And I found one of my friends' names on the list.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah. And it was somebody who'd been on the nursing course with us and had dropped out like 6 months before. And there he was. I'd like missed him. If can you imagine walking in and seeing your mate on the slab about to...
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So, I mean, you see, I was 18 when I did that.
Yeah.
It was maybe, by the time I saw the name on the list, I was maybe 19, 20. So a bit young to cope. Yeah, that didn't, no. And then, so, okay, get a proper job, Fiona. So what can I do? Well, I can type. So I went and was a secretary for a bit. 7 years as a legal secretary. A bit
longer than a bit, yeah.
A little bit longer than a bit. I kind of had quite a lot of different jobs. I've waitressed. I did telesales for a bit. Oof. That was another 7 years bit.
Ooh.
Yes. I know. So where did I go from there? So I was made redundant from that job. Then tried to sell advertising, and then I worked for 3 months in a well-known but now actually bankrupt because karma parcel carrier. Anybody may remember, it rhymes with shitty stink, and that was what the staff called it. Yeah, they went bust about 2 years after I went insane from the narcissistic boss that I had there.
Oh, that's so sad for them.
So sad for them. So yeah, so they went defunct after. Ironically, not ironically, again, it's karma, and this keeps happening to me. Karma, like like I just see this trail of destruction in my wake. This is partly where my witch story comes from, I guess. My mum, I kind of inherited these kind of psychic gifts from my mother, although she never really did anything in terms of career. She was just a very handy person to have around and always knew what to do to heal people. Boss, who drove me nuts, I made a complaint about her after I went off sick with severe stress. The person whose job I took on, who I replaced, she also went off sick with stress and said the same things about this boss that I was saying about this boss. But no. I had a 4-hour meeting with the upper bosses, and then they went and spoke to her, and she just denied it all. And they said, "Oh, well, she says there's no problem. So when are you coming back to work?" So I'm like, never. Because what can I do with that? If you say there's no problem, then it's just going to carry on. So no, thank you very much. Very strange things happened there after I left. Like, her boss fell and broke both his arms. Weird. Weird. And then I heard through somebody who worked for one of their clients, so double grapevine heard that the boss who'd driven me half mad, she bawled out one of the drivers, because it was parcel carrier company, so they're all these drivers. She bawled them out really viciously in front of the client, and the client made a complaint about her to the upper bosses, and she got fired.
Good.
For being exactly how I told them that she was, but they didn't listen.
They never listen.
So my tiny violin is playing for myself right now.
No, but it's shit. Like, this is why I find employment difficult.
I'm unemployable because I can't. Like, no.
And I can't keep my mouth shut either. This is a problem I have. And I've got to say it. If somebody's acting like a dickhead, I have to say you're acting like a dickhead. And if they don't believe me, then I can't deal with that.
No. You feel, I used to feel like Cassandra, the thing of Cassandra, who had the gift of sight, but also the curse that no one ever believed a word she said.
Yeah.
I was like, that story really resonated with me at one point.
Yeah. So then, is that when you decided to be a professional witch?
No, haven't got there yet.
Jesus.
Nearly, only another 10 years to go. So after the shitty boss, I was on my ass for a couple of years, and I thought this is when I had this like breakdown. I was on antidepressants. I was completely on my ass and felt like there's no way anybody was ever going to employ me again. Little did I know that's actually a blessing, because who wants a fucking job, right? So there was a bit of me felt really broken and felt like on the scrap heap of life, and then there was a little voice inside me going, no,
oh,
I'm not having that. Get the fuck up. And what next? Okay, is having a job the only option? No. What else is there? So, okay, yeah, let's create a business. Yeah, still not a witch. Well, except I was all along,
Yeah.
But the witchy thing started when I was a teenager, and this tarot deck that I actually have just used in a client reading right here. I had this tarot deck from when I was maybe 19, something like that. Was sort of into paganism thing and all of that, and they sat in a box. And when I moved out of left the ex in 2022, moved in here, opened a box, found my tarot cards in there. Like, I don't remember putting them in there, but there they are. There I am. So it's about maybe a year ago now. I did a course for intuitive, magical women. I called it Embrace Your Magic Business, to help people kind of put their magical gifts, spiritual gifts into a business, confidence to make it into something. And one of the people on there was literally like a kind of a herb crushing, craft making kind of witch, you know, and there are many, 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 many different types of witch.
Yeah.
And so I said, you're basically a professional witch. She never used it because she was
Mhm.
afraid to use it. And people were just saying to me, well, it describes you, so why don't you use it?
Yeah.
Why don't I use it? Fucking right. Okay, I'm going to use it. And here I am.
And here you are.
Reading tarot cards, healing souls, doing that kind of thing. So I'm kind of an energy manipulating kind of witch rather than herb crushing, craft making kind of witch, really. And also, I like to use it because it triggers people into going, oh, aren't you scary? Oh, what does God think? And I,
Oh my, do you know, I wouldn't even think that.
mm, well, I've
Uh,
had all sorts. I've had all sorts. And with love to them all, because people just come from their own sphere of um, experience, don't they?
yeah.
I like to sit and explain why it's not a scary thing whatsoever.
Oh, it's not.
It's not. I mean, at the end of the day,
Are they thinking like green face, big
yeah.
nose
I
with a
mean, as
beard?
you can tell, I don't have eyeliner up to my eyebrows. I have some witch hats, yes, okay, but I like very rarely put them on, and
Yeah.
it's for like Halloween and gimmicky stuff. I don't sit there cackling over a cauldron.
Well, that's it. So they're thinking the gimmicky
Yeah,
kind
but
of
that's not what
stereotypical.
witchcraft. Witches are healers,
Yeah.
basically. That's all they ever were. And when people were like pointing, like Monty Python style, and going, "She's a witch, she's a witch," like the Spanish Inquisition and all of that kind of thing. That's really where the term witch was coined. And it was just a derogatory word for a woman that they wanted to burn at the stake. And
Yeah.
I kind of want to flip that on its head and like,
Yeah.
it's a big fuck the patriarchy thing, I have to say.
Massive fuck the patriarchy. And I think that's probably like why a lot of women, our generation and the generations coming up, resonate so much with witches and witchcraft. It's not even necessarily just the ability or spells or incantations or any of that shit. It's actually just the empowerment of actually like, why do powerful women scare you so much?
Yeah.
Like, how is that frightening? Like, what's your problem with that?
Yes, because they're very wounded masculines.
Yes.
Because like the divine masculine does not have a problem with it. The one who is secure in his masculinity. I am not sitting here saying all men are bastards. Not by
No.
a long way. Just large fucking
Just,
majority
just the
of them.
ones that we
Yeah,
attract.
no, yeah.
They just happen to be dicks.
No, there are, but you know, society is set up to wound people, masculine or feminine. And actually, a big part of my message is not fuck society, but
Fuck
kind of fuck
society.
society.
Not fuck all of it, but just the
Not
majority.
all of it, no. There's just a lot of it, really.
Yeah.
Like fuck TV,
Yeah.
fuck EastEnders, Coronation Street. Okay, like fuck X Factor.
Fuck X Factor.
Yes.
Yeah, but fuck the news.
Fuck the news.
Fuck
Up
it
its
hard,
ass,
right?
sideways. Like I've not watched news in I don't even know how long, and so much better off for it.
Right. Like
Yeah.
it's obviously it's important to know what's going on, but do we need it like first thing when we wake up with a coffee and the caffeine's finally
Yeah.
kicking in and we're wired and then it's like and this is happening and this is happening
Yeah.
and all this
Oh,
horrible
oh.
shit's happening.
And we feel so powerless. The
Right.
first thing we do is we hear there's a war in this part of the world, or da 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 da, somebody murdered. You go, fucking hell.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you can do about it. So why even let it in?
I can't deal with it. And it's not that like I don't want to be ignorant,
No.
but I can't handle it.
People confuse not wanting to know with not caring, and that's not the case at all. Of course,
Yeah.
care.
So okay, so what stuff like what witch stuff would you do or do you do?
So with my clients, I mean, ultimately, I guess if must put a label on it, it's coaching. But tarot cards are like my diagnostic tool.
Ah.
And they never fail. Like they have never let me down. Because I can sit and ask you what you think your problems are and listen to you talk for 10 minutes
Yeah.
and read between the lines. And yeah, I can do that. But these, I'll tell you what the problem is in 3 minutes.
Go on then.
But okay, what I would say is like, okay, I would ask one question. What
Yeah.
would be like one thing you want to solve right now in your business?
One thing that I want to solve right now in my business. Uh,
Are you thinking, ah, yes, you are. I was going to say, you're thinking of launching something, and here we are on your first ever podcast, and the ball comes out. No joke. And what I do is I shuffle, and then they come out, and then you got the two of wands. So you're thinking about, okay, it is chatting shit, but like, where's it going to go? What's going to happen with it? You know?
someone's gonna walk past the window, like with me singing, and be like, "Oh my god, this is the
It's the
best
next
podcast
Mariah.
in the world. You should go on tour with Taylor Swift, and you can do your podcast episodes."
Is that what you want to happen? Do you want?
Not at all. I don't even like Taylor Swift. I don't know.
Oh, I think she's pretty cool.
Do you know what? I don't dislike her. It's not. It's just that
No.
like, she's not my. She's. I don't think she would care that she's not my favorite singer.
No, she's got enough people who she's their favourite singer.
Yeah.
So I don't fucking care what you think of me, Kelly.
Yeah.
I'm in a great position to be in, and that's one reason I like her, actually.
Yeah.
She is passionate about things that are important. So there's all these cards coming out. Probably won't even get to tell you about half of them. Okay. But right, so are we talking about the podcast or are we talking about something else?
Let's talk about the podcast.
Talk about the podcast. Well, it's a good thing. It's shining a fucking light in the world. Sun's coming
Sunshine.
on the bottom of the deck. For me, the card on the bottom of the deck after I finish shuffling and all the cards have come out is the overall energy. So this is a good thing because people are going to laugh, I hope. They're going to hear my story and go, fuck me.
But at least now they know where you stand around anuses.
They do. They know my stance about anuses and sexual elements of said. Okay, so this is the first one. So we've got the full start of a journey.
Uh-huh.
It's almost like divinely guided. Like, what inspired you to do this?
I just like being a bit of a twat.
Well, yeah, that's cool. Two of Wands is like, looking about what it could be as in terms of what the future holds with it. Ultimately, it could be quite a stable thing in terms of your business.
Ooh.
Three of Swords. This is a card of heartache.
Oh.
I know, who needs that shit, right?
It's obviously going to come up with me, for fuck's sake.
But listen, your pain is your purpose. So if this was part of what inspired you to do this, then awesome, because it's going to speak to people who are going through that. And the people that go onto your podcast are going to give their own message. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of fucking violin playing shit from what I've told you today, and I haven't even scratched it. So there's plenty of stories for you to tell in this. Seven of Cups. Okay, this is like choices, really. What's coming through is that you've got billions of people want to come on and talk to you, and you've probably got billions lined up already. You're not going to run out of people to talk to on this. It's going to be the Hermit. There's a lot of cards for that. I'm not going to lie. It's probably going to go over time, but fuck it. The Hermit is a kind of inner work, like in the lantern is the sun, apparently. So the definition goes, and the sun is the overall energy here. So it's going to get people to look within themselves.
Oh.
Despite it being just chatting shit, just
Mm.
chatting shit sometimes can be incredibly fucking powerful, you know.
Yeah, it's healing.
It is. It is very healing. And we've got the lovers, which is
Oh,
actually,
hey
yeah,
Fiona.
I know. Now, anuses again, right? It's actually not anything to do with sex. It's really a card of crossroads. It's about following the path of what you love. You've got a choice. You come to a fork in the road,
Mm.
go down the path that leads you to what you love.
Mm.
And if chatting shit is what you love,
I really do.
then fucking do it. And look, there's our Knight of Cups with his bunch of red roses because
He looks like my fucking ex.
really.
Christ. Christ. Terrifying.
The Ten of Cups here is one
But
of the
what did he say? What was the other card about? Like what was
Knight of Cups is the knights are like action taking characters in the suits
uh-huh.
in the sort of suits. Cups are about emotions and love,
Hmm.
but emotions can go either way, right? They can be
Yeah.
anger or sadness or love and happiness, all the things in between. So it's almost like, for me, it's like taking action based upon what your emotions are telling you, because emotions are not good or bad. They are like signposts. Yeah. If something
Oh.
makes you angry, the last thing you should do with anger is calm down about it, because anger is telling you some shit's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Something's wrong and you need to do something about it. So
Mm-hmm.
don't calm down. Do a hero breath. And a hero breath transfers it from anger and helplessness into excitement and power. Okay. And a
Mm-hmm.
hero breath stimulates the vagus nerve, breathing in through your nose for 5 seconds, count 5, holding for 2 at the top, and out for a count of 7. And if you need to do that 2 or 3 times, it's a really great way to just calm your nervous system, calm, but keep the vibration high. So then you can take that anger into like action. It sort of activates the sense of like, I'm gonna fucking do something about this shit.
I like that. I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, it's such a powerful little tool for any of your listeners out there feeling fucking angry about something. It's a great way to shift it into, I'm going to do something about this,
Yeah,
because
good.
that's what anger is for. Anger is not there to smash cups.
Mm-hmm.
Smashing cups is not a great way to express your anger.
No.
It's an invitation to take action. Yeah. Fear is actually the obstacle is the way. I want to say fear means you're onto something. If you're afraid of doing something, it means it's the right thing for you to do.
What to do, like, so that kind of feel the fear and do it anyway.
Feel the fear and do it anyway, completely.
Yeah.
So hero breath can be used when you're afraid of something as well, because it's usually a signpost that you should be doing this thing. So maybe journal out what the fuck's going on that's making you afraid about it and all of that. Maybe come and have a session with me and we'll figure out what the fuck's going on and do it. Fucking do it. And then the 3 of Wands is the card of your shit is coming in. You've got all the tools ready and to you to go out and make a difference and ride those fucking waves.
Ooh.
That concludes your reading.
Da, da, da.
Oh,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Fucking hell, I drew so many cards. There's like 10 cards plus the one on the bottom of the deck. And I speed read them. Now, if this was a real session, I'd get another deck and I'd clarify any of them that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, you'd do it all proper, but I sprung this on you.
Like, and I'd possibly swear a little bit less, but I can't make any promises.
A little bit.
A little bit, not much. Teeny bit.
How often would you talk about anuses?